think there was a lot which was not said, which should be of interest. Firstly, this is the fourth year of a 5-year term, and therefore I would have expected that you come into this one saying that we went to the elections of 2021 with the following agenda items, and this is where we've reached, this is what we've achieved, and we're on the final tail before we go to the 2026 election. But there was a lot more of history and other aspects which I don't think really should have fallen within the state of the nation. And then on the question of corruption, I don't share that view, because corruption is a cancer. And if you let a cancer continue unabated, there's no talk about amnesty or the like, cancer will destroy the host. So it has to be dealt with, and it has to be dealt with effectively and urgently. I mean, when we do have patients with cancer, the interventions are as radical as the disease. So if we acknowledge that there's corruption, that he has proof, he must act. It's not something which we should take for granted.
But to that, in his defense, he says, then who will we work with? He seems to be suggesting that everybody is caught up by the cancer.
No, that would mean that his government is caught up by the cancer, and therefore we need to now get a solution whereby we deal with it completely, because it will destroy the country. You cannot have cancer or some corruption taking a larger part of the budget and then you expect things to work. It will not work. It has to be dealt with, it has to be contained, it has to be curtailed. So we cannot accept, or we should not accept, that corruption should go unabated. If he has the proof, let him come up with the proof. Let us deal with that issue. And even in question of amnesty, you don't deal with amnesty until you have dealt with the issue of proof. So let him come up with that one, deal with it, and then we'll see thereafter how we're going to deal with it.
As somebody who has fancied running the country, especially this one yourself, what are some of the areas that the president didn't touch on that you would have touched on if you were in his job?
You see, State of the Nation gives a snapshot of where we are as we enter now the fourth year of this term. So we all go into election with our manifesto. We go with what we intend to achieve, and that was completely lacking in this statement. I mean, in this State of the Nation, it did not touch on many of those aspects. There's one aspect which really irked me personally, and that is a question that's saying that on the newspaper, which was shown as a clip, that on the 6th of June, 1963, we lost the chance of having a federation. Now, at that time, the Uganda government was possibly about 8 months old. Kenya was not yet independent. Tanzania was maybe in the second year of independence. And this is now a president who's been there for 38 years talking about a nascent independent government failing on the question of federating East Africa. Now, should this be a platform where we'll be asking now, what did you do in 38 years about this federation? If you're blaming people of 63, what have you done for the last 38 years?
Well, the Honorable Jimmy Akena, thank you so much.